Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to share my full process for sculpting and rendering Frieza in his final form inside Blender. For those of you into pop culture and figures, Frieza's third and last transformation has always been a fascinating design to me. Even when he's at full power, he carries this cold, ruthless presence that I wanted to capture in this 3D model. In Dragon Ball Z, Frieza is the evil emperor of the universe, a powerful alien who seeks the Dragon Balls to grant himself immortality. He travels to planet Namek with his army, but is eventually confronted by Son Goku and friends. This character was created by the legendary Japanese manga artist Akira Toryiama, famous for works like Doctor Slump and Dragon Quest. Toriyama once said Frieza's design is a mix of all his childhood fears, and the third form especially pays homage to the xenomorph from the movie Alien. For me, Frieza's design represents this eerie blend of demon and alien, especially in his fourth stage, the one I sculpted here. I started by blocking out the character's proportion using simple shapes like spheres. Then I used the grab and smooth brushes in sculpt mode to tweak the shapes. Once happy, I joined all meshes and remeshed the character to add detail. I don't have a strict order for sculpting. I usually jump between different body parts to keep the proportions balanced. After remeshing enough times, I switched to Dintopo to add finer details. Even though I don't love Dintopo, it helped avoid blender crashing by not subdividing the mesh too much. I kept facial details loose here. I focused on overall polish, saving most face work for painting. I mainly used grab, inflate, carving, smooth clay and scrape brushes. The scrape tool helped me get that squared off look from later Dragon Ball Z styles with angular features. Finally, I added veins and scratches for realism. After sculpting, I began retopologizing the mesh. I ran into some early issues, like uneven face distribution on shoulders and hands due to sloppy surface layout. Also, I forgot to merge vertices after applying the mirror modifier, which caused duplicate faces. I had to clean that up after painting. I'm no expert in unwrapping, but I avoided overlapping geometry and face distortion by using a UV grid texture as a guide. From what I understand, seams should be placed in non-visible areas to hide texture seams. For texture painting, I tried the Usu Paint add-on, which works similarly to Substance Painter but inside Blender. I needed to finish quickly, so before my Twitch streams I read the add-on docs and experimented a bit. Despite using 4K textures, Blender left strange white spots on the model. I'm unsure if this is a UV or texture issue. Maybe I need to work on images in external editors like Photoshop. I used a physical based shader with normal, bump, roughness and albedo maps, plus cavity and ambient occlusion for depth. I also added downloaded textures for extra bump and roughness to emulate plastic with subsurface scattering for soft skin. Color-wise, I painted a grey base, then a white skin layer using alpha brushes. Strangely, textures showed seams. After the stream, I found that changing textures coordinates caused UV mismatches, and those seams, once fixed, disappeared. When studying animation, I learned that a character's silhouette should not be perfectly symmetrical. Every part should have some breakup to make it more interesting. Still, symmetrical silhouettes make a bold statement, as Toriyama's drawings show. I wanted some asymmetry, so I created an armature, assigned it automatic weights, and adjusted the arms, head, legs and torso to add subtle variation. For lighting, I used an HDR image of a photography studio from Polyhaven, and a 3-point light setup: purple key light, green fill light and blue rim light. I rendered in cycles with default settings, denoising enabled and 512 samples, aiming for a clean, collectible figure look. Okay, now I have to do a bit of confession, guys. Not everything went smoothly. Overlapping mesh during retopology messed up my shrink wrap modifier, causing artifacts at every subdivision level. I couldn't fix creases in the heads because of this. It was so stressful. I thought I might abandon the project. The ambient occlusion map had black spots and pixel artifacts, possibly due to the overlapping faces? I don't know. The baked albedo texture had shadows baked in the colors. I don't fully understand if that's Blender's baking method or it's me that I don't know how to use Blender. Modeling and texturing Frieza's full power form was a fantastic learning experience. If you followed my Twitch streams, you saw the trial and error firsthand. My workflow is still messy, I'm still learning and experimenting. Of course, you can check out the final low poly model and renders on my Sketchfab and Instagram profiles. Links are in the description. I am not a pro, just a learner having fun. If you guys got tips or similar experiences, share them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like and follow me on socials to keep up with my 3D journey. Thanks for watching, keep modeling, keep learning and above all, keep having fun.